Alexander is standing on a sunny village street. There are open shops to his right, a hard-packed path beneath his feet, and palm trees waving over his head. To the north, a key-shaped arch leads to another part of the village. The village buildings are made of rough sandstone stucco. This one houses a pawn shop at the street level and features rough wooden supports accenting the roofline. Steps lead up to the shop door. The sign says pawn shop. The pawn shop window has the words curios and antiques painted on it. What an interesting looking shop. The village buildings are made of rough sandstone stucco. This one has a shop on the street level and a private dwelling up above. Steps lead up to the shop door. The sign above the door says Ali's Books. The dusty window of the bookshop looks out over the street in a welcoming way. Windows face the street from living quarters above the bookstore. A pair of red pants has been hung out to dry in the warm glow of the sun.
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
A large round pot is one of the pottery pieces on display outside the shops. A key-shaped archway provides access to another part of the village. An old beggar is peddling his wares in the village. He offers a variety of lamps, all neatly lined up on a long pole. The peddler's pole provides convenient transportation of the lamp seller's wares. There are 6 new lamps on the pole. There's no point in knocking on the window. Alexander can just enter the shop.
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
Alexander would have no use for a pawn shop sign. The bookshop sign is firmly attached to the shop. Alexander cannot reach the windows from here. Alexander can't reach those pants. Besides, they probably wouldn't fit him, nor go with his green tunic. Alexander examines the large pot. It's currently empty, but a few scraps in the bottom indicate that it is used as a dump site on occasion.
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
The archway is quite solid and unmovable. The villagers bustle about their chores. They seem a busy, if somewhat subdued lot. Alexander doesn't want to disturb the busy villager. The old man, like most peddlers, is not interested in Alexander's empty hand. Alexander will have to deal with the lamp seller if he wants to obtain one of those new lamps.
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
The window clearly has nothing to reflect upon at this time. The only thing the sign has to say is written all over its face. The pants are too worn out to speak.
Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
How fare you, peddler?
Lad, Have you an old lamp for me yet?
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
Alexander is standing in a cozy little shop. Books of every size and shape line the walls. A crackling fire in the fireplace completes the tranquil scene. There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book. The discount book table has nothing to say, and the sign speaks for itself. Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop. Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly. A small fire burns in the fireplace despite the warmth of the day outside. Perhaps the bookshop owner simply finds it comforting. A collection of children's books fill those shelves. These shelves hold a selection of cookbooks. Assorted travelogues and biographies are arranged on these shelves. These shelves hold a collection of oddly titled guidebooks. Alexander notices such books as How to Become King with Little or No Rupees Down, Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry, and Why Good Princesses Like Bad Wizards. Volumes of poetry are on display on this bookshelf. And burn a perfectly good hand? Alexander is a little old for those children's books. Alexander isn't interested in the cookbooks on that shelf. He's had an aversion to cooking ever since he experimented with a certain cookie recipe involving cat hair and fish oil. Right now, Alexander is too involved with the journey he's on to take time to read about the journeys of others. Alexander is not interested in those self-help books. Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast." Not bad. And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there." Yikes. And another. "What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you?" What nameless thing has captured me and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf. A page has fallen from the poem book and now lies on the floor. In his mind, Alexander can almost hear the fallen page say, "Pick me up, pick me up."